I had that microphone pick that up. My dead spaceman avatar looks like he's got on a hoodie. I just noticed that. Which I guess it would be kind of cool, cold in space, so you'd want a hoodie, I suppose. Maybe-ish. Sup, Chipper? Thought you'd be out stealing candy from little kids. We're going to tell ghost stories. Sup, Mike? And look at there. We got Aid and Mike and Chipper and some other people. Cooking 1.5. So how you think that tree's going to turn out there, Chipper? What are you going to do if, like, the trees all bloom and then the next thing you know, they have giant white flowers on them that float around your yard and scare people? Or no, you're trying to grow demons. What if they have giant red flowers that burst into flames and burn people's hair? Carol's only got one eye on me. Sippy got stuck at work. Which Halloween does get rough in some towns. We had another shooting on Texas, didn't we? Cop shooting. Already. Halloween hadn't started yet. Really? Somebody already drove a truck into a restaurant in Lubbock and killed somebody too. Just screwed up, yeah. I saw a guy, brand new truck and stock trailer parked long ways at that investment place over there on 40, was it 41st or whatever? 42nd, wherever it is. I was like, man, he doesn't know how many people run this red light, does he? I mean, that's like, how many times has that place been, somebody drove into the building? Because they're not looking at the light and they just drive right through it and there's no road. Oh, okay. Hey, Trey, I didn't see you sneak in. You snuck in between two other folks there. Ted. Who else? Yeah, they tried to do a Biden rally in Texas. That didn't work out. They got escorted out. Surrounded and removed. Has everybody got their spoon in California yet? Corsair trainers? Apparently, if you want to be a socialist republic, you have to vote for spoons. Turn the camera on. That way I can see my beautiful place. I'm just going to be over here reading the chat. Oh, did she finally post a picture? Hold on. Dude, watching Vikings. Okay, don't care about puppies. Sorry, I really, really don't. What? That's what I said, lady. Oh, I thought you said my belly. I was like, yeah. I see nothing from Rachel. I see puppies. It's a tactical spoon. I don't think a tactical spoon is going to do you any good, honestly. Well, I don't know. You might be able to get into a watermelon with one, but that's about it. AC 103. Putting on eyelashes, y'all. So hold to the people. I'll miss saying hi. Here's to not stabbing myself in the eye. That was really hard to read. There you go. Corsairs, that's one way to do it. Skip the favorite line or the silver. The plasticware dispensers at the hospital, at the buffets or whatever now or whatever. I guess the hospital. I don't know if y'all have them at the cafeterias there where you walk up and you have to push a button to get a spoon or a fork. That's so annoying. Replace it with a sport. Oh, your camo spoon that you lost. Then I promptly dropped it. Haven't seen it since, or in weeks. Okay. I was having a real hard time figuring that one out. Chipper. That was like really looked like actually in my brain it just was a bunch of letters and I was like, wait, there is a word there. And, yeah, you were hitting B for space. So I do that all the time. It's quite annoying when I'm trying to comment on something on my phone. So anyway, seriously, I mean, it's now 3 days to the election results are to a point where we'll know what's going on. I mean, almost to the hour. It's usually about 9 p.m. on election day when you know what's going on. Is it 17 days? I mean, how can you like be 17 days late getting your? Yeah, it's Corsair. What's up with 17 days late getting your vote in and it's still counting? That's like, I mean, they can go. I mean, if it's postmarked by Halloween, maybe. But if it's postmarked the 3rd, that's a load of crap. Hey, Golden. Well, that's what I thought they had a cutoff date on mail-in ballots. They had to be returned by or mailed by such and such. No, it's a load of crap. That's what it is. Just Sippy couldn't get off of work. She was stuck at the hospital. So. Exactly. That's exactly the problem there, Corsairs. But that's okay. I hadn't voted yet when I got to the thing today, so I was happy about that. Seen a couple of deals where people tried to go in and vote early and they weren't allowed because they had already voted. They were a little annoyed about that, and that's one reason people need to go vote to find out if they've already voted. because people register to vote when they renew their driver's license, but then they don't ever go vote. And the people, trust me, they have a way of knowing whether you show up and vote. They don't know who you voted for so much. Actually, they do now because they put our barcodes on our ballots. That's one thing I didn't like about the way that thing was done today. Is there was a barcode put on our ballots, which had all the information off of our driver's license. So they not only know that we voted, but they know who we voted for. So, hey, Tron. I mean, it made it harder for them to do the fraud that they tried in 2016, but now they know who voted for who. So I don't particularly like that part. You know, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be anonymous when you vote. That's true, Chipper. It's that's okay. I don't mind. Now I would like to be able to get my hands on it if the riots and stuff start, so I'll know who voted for Camel Hair. Is my name's been on a list for forever. People always talking about getting booted off of Facebook and stuff like. Man, I invented Facebook jail. I quit posting to Facebook anything that mattered 8 years ago. I mean, it would just get taken down. So it was, everybody acts like this Facebook jail is something new or like a badge of honor or something. No, it just ruins the platform. Was it Facebook's fact checker for the Biden stuff? Turns out has been a Biden fan for ever. A memory card? There was no memory card involved in ours, but I mean there was a printout. Yeah, there was a hard copy of our ballot. You got to double check and make sure all your voting things was right, and then you hit print, and then you could physically check your ballot to see if it was correct before you went to the final machine to count it. So and with as many different voting places open, I mean, because you can go vote here from they've had the polls open for like 7 days or something. So it's not like if people want to vote, it's not like they can't find a place to do it. Even in the big cities, there are like so many places to vote. This mail-in ballot thing's a load of crap. Or I think it is. Well, you can't celebrate anything. Ain't gonna be no Thanksgiving this year either. Yeah, my internet went down and they weren't supposed to be able to get it fixed until the 11th. But well, it's weird how there's so many people needing whatever, somebody to come look at their equipment and stuff because it's not working. And anyway, it magically started working today. They canceled Halloween here last year too, pretty much. That trunk or treat business, I mean, yeah, I think it's cool, but what you need to do is fix your town. When your town gets to a point where you can't let your kids walk and knock on people's doors and stuff and ask for candy on Halloween.
They said that it was canceled here, but people went out anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't got no. They can't cancel. That's like canceling on Halloween is wrong.
I mean, most of the people have on masks.
Yeah, I mean that you got to have on a mask. Oh, we had Buku's candy here. I bullseyed that trash. Almost over. Just in case y'all wonder. They got plenty of Christmas trees out. And fall decorum. I know what it's called. Come on, somebody give me a worst case scenario for what could go wrong on Halloween 2020. It's still early. There's probably still kids out walking around going, knock, 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 knock. Give me some candy. I mean, don't we got peaceful protests going on somewhere right now? And most of the trick or treat, people don't even realize that that's actually a thing. Trick or treat just, it's just not the magic word you say to get candy. When you go up to somebody's house and you say trick or treat, you're asking them a question. Do they want to give you a treat? Or do they want you to play a trick on them? And the trick is usually vandalous. And it doesn't have to happen on that night. They just mark your house. Have like 10 days or something like that to come back and do something to your property. So you have to give the kids treats. And nothing done as a trick because of the failure to produce a treat can be held against those children. Because you got to know the rules on trick or treat. I mean, if your house gets toilet papered because you didn't want to give out candy on Halloween, That's your business. That's your fault. Yeah, trying. That's the best case scenario. Oh, that's horrible, of course. Here. Yeah, confetti in somebody's house with a shredded bed newspaper sucks too. You back from recycled Mexico, Rob? Yeah, that's the no porch light, no candy. But people get confused about that here, and they want to turn all the lights off on their porch, and but decorate their yard. If you decorate for Halloween, you need to be at home giving out candy. Even if you've got kids that are going to be trick or treating, there better be two parents. One parent goes with you to trick or treat, and the other parent stays home and hands out candy. You could smash their pumpkin. I never had 2020 toilet paper is too high, too expensive. You'll get to it, bro. Well, of course, there, if you've got your yard decorated with stuff that says front facing the enemy, they're not going to come up your yard. I'm just saying. Yeah, no joke. 2020 has been a total waste of a perfectly good baby, that's for sure. Um, like the new year, they used to represent it with the baby taking over from the old guy or whatever. The new year comes in, takes over for the old year. Well, 2020 was born. Um, what's that kid, Damien or whatever? The Damien baby. 2020 was born with glowing eyes. Yeah, we used to run to that all the time. Um, and when you run out of candy, you run out of candy, and then you turn the light off. Well, I'm sure there's been good things happen in 2020. I'm sure there were babies born, and people got new puppies, and maybe people bought new cars. Um, Personally, I'm not planning on buying a 2020 model anything. Call me superstitious, but just don't like the vintage. Would be hard pressed to trust anything.
There you go, Carol.
Constipated Godzilla with rabies. Yeah. Yeah, that they used to do that here. They call it trunk or treat. Uh, People would bring their candy to a centralized place, and then the kids could just walk by and get candy. Churches do it. Well, some of the churches. Say again, bud.
I said some of the businesses participate.
Oh yeah, it depends on who and what's and everything. Um,
Halloween was finally on a weekend, and then it gets screwed up.
Yeah.
Friday.
That's what you always wait for, is Halloween to fall on a Friday night or Saturday night. And then we finally get a Saturday night Halloween, which is like the perfect day for Halloween.
Rob,
Oh, sorry, Rob. Hey, there you go. See, Rob, you had your yard decorated for Halloween early. Oh, sorry, that's not funny. You did say no rabies jokes. This is a root beer.
yeah, because my niece realized how much it was Halloween weekend and full moon.
Yeah. Our niece is
Security guard.
like a rolling security guard. I don't know what you call it, but she's a rent-a-cop. And anyway, she's already had a blast this weekend, and it ain't even got started. Um,
Hit her car 4 times, got spit on.
yeah, spitting on her car, throwing stuff at her car. But she says she got flashed twice or something.
She got flashed 4 times.
4 times.
Or three or 4.
Anyway,
Tried to hit her car like 3 or 4 times. They spit on her. They cursed at her. Threatened her.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Been out of shape.
They've been out of shape. And anybody else that I missed sneaking in here, I haven't been saying hi. Daniel Warren. Who else did I miss? T-Boy. I just talked to him a while ago. I didn't say hi yet. It's Rob Payne is doing that here. Apparently he's got some kind of history with rabies. Hold on. See if I can pull this up and show y'all. It's got to be the cutest freaking Harley Quinn ever. I don't believe. that the missus likes it. But Otho was cute as crap. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, Rob says back home. We come back. There's plenty of pictures of them walking around in the snow, which said he was my friend and that I loved him. I didn't say he was smart. Got a perfectly good cabin in the woods and you're going to walk around in the snow. No. I'm looking. Oh, there's another guilt picture. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I can do it like that. I just realized that you can click on somebody's name and go to the pictures that just they posted. And then you have to wait after you poke it and go like that. And you have to wait. No, 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 no. I hope y'all can see that. If you can't, I'll screen share it or something. Oh, give it to me. Okay, that's something. Hold on. Granddad moment. You always got to deal with it. No, I didn't get that. No. Fat fingered. I bit it. I broke it. Yeah. Please don't be annoying. That's what I'm trying to do now. Why is it not Chris? I wanted Courtney. Oh, it's. They changed Facebook in case you people were wondering, and they ruined it. Okay. Hold on. Let me. I'm cheering. Y'all come down. Hold on. Wait a minute. I may not want to do that. I don't. Y'all see all my information. That's my granddaughter. How old is she? This way? No, that's my daughter-in-law. Where's that? Well, dadgummit. I wanted to show. Oh, this one.
There was one where she was standing up, wasn't there?
It's a video. Anyway, there's my other one. I don't know what she's supposed to be, but she's cute.
She's a mama shark.
A mom. No.
She's the baby shark.
Oh, she's the baby shark. Okay. God, you're right. And Daddy Shark. Okay. Anyway, enough of that crap. And I'm dressed like me for whatever this thing is. Hello. Anyway, why are you not working all of a sudden? If the stream stops just abruptly or whatever, y'all don't freak out. It just means my internet dropped again. What's going on right now? Is there anything going on interesting, Mr. Corsair Trainers? I don't want to miss anything good. Why won't it give me the new comment? There we go. I don't even know why I bothered. What are they protesting in DC for right now? All right, try and have a good one. If I'd have known y'all were all watching something else and just listening to me, I wouldn't have spent all that effort showing y'all pictures of my grandkids.
They said very cute. The ones that are in the middle of
I hadn't seen a single comment about it.
It was before John said he was leaving. Way up there.
Oh, okay. Okay, inspired. At least throw me a thumbs up. Welcome aboard, though.
I said, oh.
At first I didn't know what kid that was. I thought it was somebody else's kid. Oh, see if I can. I took this photo. I'm really proud of this photo. Okay, put it here. That's where I meant to put it. Thank you. I went to all that trouble to save that photo. Now I can't find it. Oh wait, it was just there. It's over here. Dadgummit. Cough, cough, hack, hack. Let's see if it'll let me do this on it well or not. Probably. This is the same little girl. She's got the prettiest eyes. Well, this I zoomed in. I got a high def of her. She was you and her were talking, and she was just sitting there being all Leah-ish, and I got the phone open about the time she looked over at me to ask me what I was doing, and she just still had the legitimate smile on her face. So I just took a picture. She is a cookie cut of her mama. What did Tibor say?
My grandchildren fill me with joy and worrisome at the same time.
Yeah. Go back. I wish that was my last lollipop.
Yeah, people
All right. See you in a bit, Rob.
talk about getting pregnant lately, but one of the ladies at work just had a kid, the lady that just quit pregnant, and I'm just like, y'all people are dumb. There's too much chaos in this world to be bringing children into it, which I guess they always thought that.
Everybody talks about 2020 and how rough it was. I mean, they said the same thing about the 1930s, all the way up to the 40s. They the Nazi Party came to power because of the Great Depression. So even if the world doesn't fall apart after this election, even if just the economy crashes, that will be the economy crashing is not going to be people starving to death in the street. You know, it's not going to be the apocalypse with Mad Max rovers running around stealing people's stuff. I mean, that stuff's going to be going on. There's going to be riots. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. But the government's going to stay in power. But the party that wins and gets to start making the rules and stuff are the people that are going to start offering to feed folks and to get folks housing and medical and transportation. So the fascist socialism, which was the Nazi Party, they'll take over. And anybody that doesn't agree with their ideology will wind up being eliminated. That's just me. That's why I voted for Trump and some other people. Voted for 2 independents for state office. Everybody else was Republican across the board pretty much. But that's because 4 of the people I know voted for, I know personally. And all the people running for those things, I know everybody that's running for them. And even a couple of guys that are claiming to be one thing they're not, they're raging Democrats. They lie about it. They're, what do you call them, rhinos? They sign up as this, but they're not a Democrat. They're a Democrat. They're not a Republican. So apparently something good's happening because people dropping out of the chat. I was up to nearly 20 folks, and now I'm down to 13. Well, that's true. C-103. I've got pictures of some of the vehicles over there. That 4-door Apache, I want that. If what are they riding for in D.C. or protesting? My bad. Oh, Chipper left. That explains it. Well, I figured there's still people here. I was just there was probably trying and inspiring said they were gone. I haven't seen Kildare say anything yet in a while. Or did he ever come in? My bell must be unrung on him. What's for supper? Yeah. What's for supper? She's probably cooking little kids' brains. She's been collecting them all afternoon. Oh, they still all fired up about that guy that tried to stab the cop and wound up shot. And they're doing that on purpose. The riots are designed to increase spending for the police. The cities that have defunded the police, and then there's got crime has skyrocketed. Number next after the election will be increased spending for police, for more training, more better this, la 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 la. There, by the end of next year, there will be twice as many police as there was before. Be twice as much equipment. There will be.
That's what people are saying.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, the more they riot, especially against cops, they what they'll get, more police present, and you got to levy 20 new officers, more patrol cars, more fire EMTs. Ooh, that sounds really good, Rachel. Except for I have never enjoyed homemade macaroni and cheese. I don't know why. I've never tasted homemade macaroni and cheese that was good. Isn't that weird? I've never liked it, but I like it out of the box. And yeah, I know you've never tried my mac and cheese. I've had a lot of mac and cheese, and I don't know. I just mac and cheese should be made with powdered cheese. That's just all there is to it. But I guess some of it's what you grew up with. Now, queso, I could deal with some chips and queso right now. Do what? Yeah, I know. Went and had wontons and whatever that lo mein stuff was. I ate and your sweet and sour fried chicken rice or whatever it was. But I don't know. We're being played. I don't know. I figure it's the lizard people from the below the Arctic Circle or whatever. I don't know. Or what if there is space aliens living in the Mariana Trench? Because trust me, if they can get here from another planet, they can live in the ocean.
Isn't it like 150 a day or something?
I think it's $100 a day, 100, 150, plus transportation and groceries. They, I think they supply breakfast and lunch, and then all the water and ammunition. Chipper, that was the answer to your question. You do have to bring your own helmet and backpack. I think they do provide some riot shields, which are made to look like protest signs, but they're actually just shields. Yeah, Chipper, you didn't. It's not even a different world for Chipper. You know how everybody's wearing those little face masks or whatever, the glass ones or whatever. His helmet comes with one, and it's like it's so you'll stop licking everything. So he's used to it. I don't think they have medical and dental because they're part time as needed. Chipper, I don't think they get that. So, but if you're unemployed and you just needing some heroin money, or you need to pay for your yeah, they don't want to lose their food stamps or their housing assistance. So that's why they only work a couple of days a week. Oh, I just think it's weird that some of the stuff that is carved into ancient, I mean, I'm talking ancient hieroglyphics, look the way they do. Okay, yep, the aliens on the one building or whatever, when they carved those, what's it called? What is that? The fancy word for the little rocks that stick out of the corners of buildings or whatever, and they got like gargoyles or whatever on them. They one of the places when they replaced them, some guy got real cute and he put aliens, the xenomorphs out on them, and anyway, I thought it was cool as crap, but that's new. Um, that's a new rock. The but you know when you got helicopters and airplanes and stuff like I don't believe in ancient aliens, but I don't believe that time's linear. There you go, Ted. Um, Time's not linear. I mean, I don't know how else to. time is like a black widow's nest or a funnel web spider. Just it all runs around and in and through. It all happens. Everything happens at the same time, but for each of us, it's happening in now. But everybody's now is the same time. You know, from the movie Lucy, the monkey human, don't believe monkey humans, but the monkey human and the super evolved Lucy in the robot chair, their nows were happening at the same time. The now of the Indians riding horses, which there wouldn't have been horses there, but anyway, they this is some quantum metaphysical blah 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 stuff. But once you understand that time is a concept that we use to apply our lives to things, time isn't a tangible thing. Time can't have a factor in a mathematical equation because time doesn't actually exist. Time is you have the term weight. Yes. Ted. They have you can't explain time because it's not real. Time's not a real thing. The only reason there's such a thing as an hour is because we decided there was an hour. Yeah, time's not linear. It's not. It's a man-made concept. Used to divide our days, years, whatever, up so we can distinguish one to another. It doesn't control the universe. It's just a way we mark the passing of our lives. Yeah. That's like way too deep. There has to be time music wouldn't work. Well, it'd be a little bit offbeat, wouldn't it? You could have music without time. You just need rhythm. See, actually, music is measured in rhythm rather than in time. They call it keeping in time, but you're keeping in time with the rhythm. You're keeping the doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, we do. I wish they outlaw that.
Is that tonight?
Yeah.
Yay! It's going to be dark at 5 o'clock now.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, like we need another hour of it.
Yeah, 2020 is going backwards. So, yeah, like Mrs. just said, we gain another hour of 2020. This stupid game.
Yeah, I don't think my boss would agree.
Now we're playing music backwards. Yeah, resist, you have rights. There's like several states that don't do that stupid crap. We just don't happen to be one of them. Isn't it Nevada or Arizona? Or,
Certain places in Arizona, not the whole state.
not the whole state? See, that'd get real confusing. It's like Guns. I mean, he lived right on the timeline, man. He had to do everything according to 2 different time zones. That would be harsh. He had to go somewhere. How did the DeLorean work? It because of the flux capacitor, dude. The flux capacitor had the ability to track all the webs in the Black Widow's web or whatever and latch onto them and travel down them, around them, and through them. Wasn't actually changing the past or moving into the past. He was just going into an alternate now. So you can't time travel, but if you have a flux capacitor, you can go from one now to another now. See, it's not really time travel. It's not, well, it's time travel because you're going from one now to another now, but you're not going to the past or to the future. And depending on how you look at it, the potential for infinite nows, like a now where I have brown hair and brown eyes instead of blonde hair and green eyes, that's a possibility of the now. There is a possibility of a now, existing now, where I don't have a YouTube channel and y'all are actually watching I Love Lucy reruns on Halloween instead of watching me make my own cigarettes and talk to y'all about something that I have no credentials or background in, trying to convince y'all that I'm like some kind of super time scientist or whatever. And listen to me cough my lungs out while I make another cigarette. On the internet that doesn't work because they said they couldn't fix it until the 11th. And they were going to have to come to my house to do it. And it's, so this is probably not really working. I probably had a seizure earlier and I am in another world of now. I'm not actually in this now. I'm in a now where my internet's working while the other now that I was in, I'm complaining because my internet's still not working. And I won't get internet until the 11th. What's that? I have to wait, I guess. There it is. Exactly, Corsair. Big fan. Yeah, that guy's. I mean, I wonder if there's actually really people like that on the planet. I've only watched a few whatever episodes of The Big Bang Theory, not because I like it, but because other people were watching it. And, I've never enjoyed sarcasm that much. So, I mean, I like a dry humor to a point, but there comes a point when dry humor is not humorous anymore. So, Will Ferrell, anybody that thinks Will Ferrell is funny, y'all can just hit the thumbs down right now and just go home. I'd like him to get within 150 yards of me. He ruins everything he touches. Never watched anything that he was funny in. There's a difference between your level of sarcasm, my level of sarcasm. My wife's level of sarcasm is on a different level than mine, slightly above and more advanced. But Big Bang Theory just it takes it to a level that I don't enjoy. Is that what that means, Ted? I have some late 40s textbooks from a small college on physics and geometry and stuff like that. It's really not that complicated. The stuff they try to make you learn now makes your head hurt. And the whole, if somebody discovers time travel, it could become possible. But according to the movie The Time Machine, a person cannot deliberately invent a time machine in order to change a specific event or go back and change any events. Because any changing of an event in the past would eliminate the need for making the time machine. And the thing is, an elephant can have tail tied to a daisy while hanging off the cliff. Well, that's true. I've seen that. Horton Hears a Who was pretty good. Right, so if you did that, you would create an alternate timeline and just add another web. You just add another now. You wouldn't change anything. The misery you were suffering from that caused you to make the time machine would still exist for you. Just the persons in the new now that you made further on up the line wouldn't, or would. Maybe it would be worse. Instead of your cat getting run over, it was your whole freaking petting zoo. Yeah, the butterfly effect. What he put? I thought. the multiple points of awareness in which we all reside, that we shall refer to as now, would be vastly multiplied and created exponentially if we were able to move from one now to another now. I ran out of big words. Can't figure out how to say it without using time. That's why they invented the word time, so they could describe something that doesn't exist. Oh, Rob Payne is leaving. I don't see him saying why. What happened fast? Why can everybody else see him saying that Supper's ready and I can't? Well, I can't see it. You're telling me supper's ready, but see you later. To take my time, the words will come. You just like seeing me suffer. So, who's watched Vikings? This show? I've watched it like all but like the last 2 episodes. Right, you'd still be in the now, it would just be a different now. But if you take that one further, Corsair, even if you went from this now to the now, which is according to our tracking of time, the thing we're referring to as time, from that happened according to our linear what's it called when you understanding of comprehension, our linear comprehension of the passing of moments. 150 years ago, you would still be in the now, because wherever you are is still now. Whether 100 years from this now that we're in, or 100 years before this now, wherever you're at, you're still in the now. And I think that all nows exist at the same time, because we exist inside God. God exists outside of time. It doesn't apply to him. Just saying, I don't think we can travel. I don't think we can travel. I don't think we can jump from one reality to another reality. Not actual. We can't physically transfer from one reality to another reality. And if we did, we would never know it. So. Yeah, the power just came on, and now from a time with no power, and they're both now. What's he for? Funny. See one out there. I think about way too much stuff that really doesn't matter all the time. If you look at it in a linear time form, Corsair, but I don't believe time's linear. I believe that we, in our limited capacity, perceive it as linear. but I don't believe it's linear. What's $50 a bag?
What you smoking?
Oh, ha! That's true. Seedless. But I'm not saying that a spider web is an exact representation of time. It was just a way to picture it. And on a funnel web spider, which was my second choice, finding where that web begun would be impossible. It's impossible to figure out where well, not impossible, but to the naked eye, you can't tell where one thread is and another one is. It just looks like this fine mesh of silk, which is what it is. But it's all one continuous strand that's all woven together. And I don't think even the funnel web spider is not a correct depiction because they're long and cylindrical. They're a long tube that gets bigger at one end and smaller at the other, where the spider houses itself and waits for something to screw up. It would be like a, excuse me, the conception of time, and I can't wrap my head around time. But it would be a ball that was of spider webs like that of a funnel web. And it wouldn't look like it was woven to a pattern. It would all just look like a jumbled mess. Unless that existed in you, and then you'd be able to read it. But Steve, why do you have to have a past to have a future? Why? And why could they not? And how? I mean, why would they not exist of a thought? If the theory of relativity says that time is based on the speed of light, okay, because that's how we measure time, honestly. You know, how many times in a year do we see the sun from our particular point on the planet? That's how we get a day. How many units of time do we get sunlight, and how many months from the year, whatever? is based on light. And traveling at the speed of light, time, in theory, stops affecting you. So, because you're traveling at the speed of time, then you are negating the effects of time on you. So, if you traveled, if you traveled for a year at the speed of light and just flew around the solar system for a year at the speed of light, and it came back home, you, according to your little clock, was gone a year. When you get back home, your grandkids are in the nursing home because time slowed down. While you were chasing light around, time was going on for these people because you had separated yourself from linear time. If you can separate yourself from linear time just by reaching the speed of light, then how is it that time is linear? Depends on whether or not they're running, Corsair. If somebody's running and you throw the ball to where they're at, it's going to be behind them. I'm saying. I just don't buy linear time. I don't. Linear time doesn't make any sense. Our perception, living in the perception of linear time, it's all we've got. So we have to go with that. That's why we throw the ball to where the guy's going to be in the future, as opposed to where he is now. If he's running. If he's standing still, then you try to throw it to him. And if you miss him, then you say, hey, I thought you were running. I thought you were going to be there, to make an excuse for your inability. Are you going to sell them?
See, $50.
It's golden. It's Michoacan gold or what? Colombian gold or whatever.
Oh, 5 pounds. That's all I can tell you.
Well, it's a big old bag. It's a big old bag of that there glaucoma medicine. Hold on. No, Steve, you're doing this on purpose. Corsair says that my theory is blown by using speed of light. In order to have speed, the light had to start somewhere, the past, move forward now, and end up somewhere you can measure the future. Why does something having an origin dictate? How does that dictate the existence of time? A linear thing. I mean, just because something started at a place and winds up at some other place doesn't mean that the interval it took for it to get there is a thing. It's just the amount of, it's just the interval. It's time is just a way to describe that interval. And how are we to say that there can be no effect on it, for one. And if we can, by getting in a vehicle and moving at the speed of light, stop or slow down or speed up the arrival of that future and it not affect us. If by simply getting to the speed of light, we can avoid traveling the same time frame, for lack of a better term, that everything else is, how is that linear? Because it's not based on a thing, it's based on light. You can say that light is real. The speed of light affects it. So all we have to do is get to a point where we're traveling faster than light is, and then time will no longer affect us. So maybe that's how engines work. They get to the speed of light, and then next thing you know, everything around them slows down. They're traveling for 14 hours, but in actuality, 14 years have gone by. So while we think we're only, we're spending enough time to drive to Kentucky, we actually, to everybody else, who spend enough time to drive to Jupiter. But if you can have an effect on, or you can stop the effect of something on you, that means that it's not a linear thing. You can bend it in your little bubble. Your little bubble of now isn't the same as everybody else's little bubble of now. I'm in my spaceship flying around. You're getting older, wondering what happened to me. Like, man, he hasn't moved. Actually, to y'all, I'd be like, wow, he moving really fast. And we're thinking, wow, man, we're going really slow. It's like everybody else on the interstate is watching you. You're thinking you're driving like a maniac, and you're like, man, all these people are parked on the side of the road. It's a concept thing. It's the concept of now belongs to the individual living in that now. That's it. If time was linear, there would be no way to affect or to change its effect on you or the other people. Wouldn't matter if going the speed of light or not, time would affect everybody the same. If we traveled for a year at the speed of light, when we got to our location, if we left on 2020, traveled for a year, we got there in 2021, it would still be 2021 on Earth. Huh?
I said, I want my reality and my now to have a solar generator.
You have your reality now to have a solar generator.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Why?
I don't have one.
Because you don't have one. Is that a plug for solar panels? Again?
I just think the solar generator would be a good thing.
I think it would be too. Wind generator would be too. I just want a crane and a trailer and some tools. I just want to go get one of them big diesel generators. Actually, I want one of the natural gas generators. Was that Interstellar? Are you watching Netflix? Um, what are we talking about now? Because I'm done. I don't want to talk about time anymore. Ted, I believe that soft body armor is a waste of. Well, okay. If you see the rib cage on the dummy after taken around from in soft body armor, I mean, the person may live, but he's going to the hospital. The plates not only stop the bullet, they disperse the impact. I'm not a fan of soft body armor. Do you ever post any pictures, Rachel? Hope Chandra did. Chandra. Don't you anything from Rachel? Got a lot of stuff from Jeep Adventure Outdoors, but that's basically a picture. It's basically pictures of his Jeep in different locations. All right, Steve, we'll argue about time later when my head's not pounding. Yeah, but as far as you can generate natural gas. I don't have a clue, T-Boy. I just know that I've seen what rounds do to internal organs and skeletal tissue when hit by soft armor. Because the soft body armor just stops the bullet from going through the body armor. It doesn't stop the round from forming a baseball sized impact wave into one part of your chest instead of your entire chest. Oh, he's a baseman. Yeah, you did that. Oh, that'll stop more in one round, but you're gonna. I mean, I just the. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I like the idea of putting the soft body armor in the kids' backpacks and stuff. I do. Because chances are they're going to be running away. So that could save a lot of lives. You know, because they're not going to. I don't think your kid's going to want a 20-pound plate in their backpack. The carbon fiber soft body armor things or whatever, they're a lot lighter than steel plate. Hey, best bet you not get in a firefight. Don't go someplace where you need body armor. Pretty much, Chipper. I don't know if you've watched Demolition Ranch and you're thinking about buying soft arbor plate for a combat situation, then you know, yeah. That's what the cops carry or wear is the uh, what do you call it? Soft body armor or whatever. The reason for the plates or the whatever is because everybody aims center of mass. Except me. I aim for the belt buckle. Nah, there's been a lot of people out there that wish they had body armor on. Um, but you know, I agree with the people that say you don't need to go. If you're going to go to a rally or a protest or whatever, I mean, the people that fought in the Civil and Revolutionary Wars of the United States were all willing to spend forever in prison or to be executed for what they were doing. That's the difference. All right, Carol. That's the one, Tibor. When you hear that a officer's been shot but non-life threatening injuries, which means they got hit in the usually means they got hit in the body armor. I've seen some of the guys that have the um, they're like pads on their legs or whatever. I mean, you can be a half empty guy or, glass half empty or glass half full guy. If you've got armor on, there's that much less chance of you getting a bullet somewhere that really matters. That's, chainmail didn't do this and that and everything else. I think chainmail probably, if it wasn't doing anything, the guys wouldn't have bothered wearing it. So, anyway. That's it for tonight's live stream. I don't know. on a judge, that would be the only thing I would want. It's actually the rifling on the barrel that causes the shot to spread out so fast. If there was no twist in the barrel, it would be way better. Just smooth bore. For so you think about it, guys. It's a 6-inch barrel. You're shooting at 20 yards. You need to hit a pie plate. Don't really need the rifling. You just don't. So, if you're going to try to make a 50-yard shot, yeah, but you're not. Yeah, I'd buy a smooth bore. Because, like I say, even with a 45 long Colt in it, you still got a pretty decent. Yeah, and the circuit judge or whatever, I think it's got like a 20-inch barrel or something on it. 19 something. Anyway, that's still 50 yards or something. You might get lucky at 100, but and a rifled barrel, the centrifugal force sends all the lead to the outside, so it greatly reduces your effective range. Anyway. It's a pistol, run slugs. Yeah. Yeah. God bless y'all. You're still alive, don't die. I will see y'all next time. Maybe. I'm going to take cough medicine and get some sleep now. Love all you people.